And we are back at the OPP, the Oquendo Perspective Podcast. First and foremost, I would like to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, for this opportunity. All power and honor and glory belong to Him, and He does whatever He wants with it. So, without Him, none of this would be possible. With that being said, in today's episode, we're just going to go over a couple hot topics that are roaming around social media, and I also want to share something that was gracefully revealed to me, and hopefully it'll make it easy to understand why saying Jesus came and He died on the cross for humanity. Okay, so first topic I want to hit is what happened to respect, like respecting your elders. Did that just disappear? Does it not exist anymore? I don't know. In fact, on these topics, if you guys can comment and let me know what you guys think, just so I know what you guys are thinking, what I'm talking about as an audience. And also, while you're doing that, I'd appreciate if you smash that like button, share this video as much as you can, with your buddies, your pals, so other people can hear this message, this talk. So so what happened to respect? What happened to Big Mama? What happened to Grandma, Grandpa, Abuelo, Abuela? ¿Qué pasó? What happened? It seems like the more time passes, the further and further away that we're getting from respecting our elders. It is ridiculous what's going on nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I've seen like little kids and children just snapping on their parents like wow, like, and the parents allowing it. I don't know if it's a parenting. Most likely it's you can't blame the little kid, because they need to be taught. As a parent, you are their first teacher. Okay, so yeah, it's like there's no more consequences and repercussions. People would just do as they please and say whatever they want to whoever they want, and it's like it's okay. I remember growing up, in the 90s, early 2000s, it wasn't like that. We still had respect for our elders. In fact, we're probably the only country that this is going on. The Western civilization, man. You go to other countries and they still honor their parents and their grandparents. You know what I'm talking about? And it's over here. It's like that's all disappearing. So I've been talking to a couple of educators, friends of mine, whatnot, and so for an example, just to see what's going on in today's society. I mean, I feel like today's society is we're becoming a society of excuses. Like we make excuses for things that go wrong. It's like it's easy to point the finger and say that's the bad guy or blame somebody else for whatever. But you should really point the finger at yourself. You know what I'm talking about? So, one of the, like I said, an example is it's like when back in the day, if my parents received a phone call from a teacher or a principal or whatever, somebody, I knew when I got home, I was going to get consequenced. I knew that my parents would probably ask me what happened, but they already knew what happened because they got the phone call. And back in the day, the parents, they didn't question the teachers because or educators because they're calling for a reason. They're not just gonna make up a reason, and to call you for. No, they're calling you for a reason. So once my parents got that phone call, my parents would be like, okay, I'll take care of it. I got this. Don't worry about it. When you go back, he'll apologize. He'll be a new man. So I'd go home, and then my parents would be like, hey, what happened? And I'd be like, most of the time I was quiet because I was at fault. Why would a teacher call just to lie on me? No, I was at fault. So then I'd be consequenced. I would get my butt torn up. And but nowadays, talking to educators and saying other grown-ups that deal with kids and stuff, sometimes they have to call home because their kids, it's because the kids are misbehaving, so they're calling home. And I feel like saying, even the kids, they're not even afraid to go home and tell their mom or their parents what they did wrong. Saying it's because we are a society of excuses. So then the teacher calls the parent. The parent talks to the child. Most of the teachers not gonna call, or the educators not gonna call for no reason. They're calling for a reason, but then you hear you put your son, you talk to your son, and they give you their version. And then you go back. The parent goes back and points at the teacher or educator whoever made the phone call and says, "What did you do to cause my son to react the way he reacted?" See, it's easy to point the finger and say that's the bad guy. But that's not, what? If our civilization, if this is where we're going to, man, we are going to be lost. We are going to be lost because, we respect, especially to your elders, or grown-ups, or respect that people are trying to help you. I mean, all those educators are there because they want to help you. They literally, they do love their job, and really they're trying to help you. They're not trying to hinder you or cause you issues. They want to, move you along and do what you need to do so you make it to the next level, So we got to get back to respecting our elders, respecting our educators. We just need to get back to respect. Without that, we're going to be lost. We're going to be lost, and there is no coming back from that. And that's all I'll say about that right there. I'm talking about, like I say, a comment. Let me know what you guys think about that. Maybe there's other reasonings that you might know that I'm not catching. Hey, I'm always willing to talk. Let's conversate. Let's see what's up. So the second topic I want to talk about is what's going on with the Olympics. I know it's a hot topic. And it's being spoken all over social media, how the Olympics, they were saying they're making fun of the Last Supper, and they just ridiculed it, and they're mocking Christians and Catholics, and it's just mocking, billions of people without not worried about it. They just did it in front of everybody. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. They're not even trying to hide what they're doing anymore. It's like, with the horse, all that stuff is symbolism. It's all written in Revelation. You got to understand that we are in a battle. We're in a battle, and it's a spiritual battle. We don't see it, but the rulers of this earth, they're not even hiding no more. They're up in plain sight. Making fun of the people who are against them. Now, my question is this: why is it only that Christians and Jesus gets mocked? Why isn't Buddha? Why isn't like Allah? No, not Allah, but Muhammad, Allah? Why does nobody make fun of any other religion? You know what I'm talking about? Why? Why is that? I don't know if you guys see that or not. But like they don't make fun of Greek mythology, of Hinduism, or whatever religion. I don't hear nobody else getting mocked, but I do hear Christianity and Jesus getting mocked left and right. Why is that? Gee, let me think about this one. Maybe because it's the truth. Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life. You know what I'm talking about? Why would say Satan, why would he attack people who are already falling into his agenda? Why would he attack all these other, saying, hey, everybody can believe what they want to believe. I'm not here to make you, saying to believe what I believe in. You believe what you want to believe in, because at the end of time, we're all going to have to go face to face with our maker, and we're all going to have to, saying, hey, we're not going to be able to say him, he's going to be one-on-one, and we're going to have to tell him why we didn't believe in him. why were we following others, and why, we're mocking. Why are they mocking him? Saying there's got to be consequences, repercussions, and salvations individually. You're not gonna know. Your parents gonna be to help you. Your friends are gonna be to help you. Nobody's gonna be to help you. You're gonna be there, face to face with God, your Maker, your Creator, and He's gonna ask you these questions, and there's gonna be consequences and repercussions to your answers. So, over the weekend, I heard a pretty cool story. Saying that this guy was asked the same question: Why are they mocking? Why do they only mock Christianity? And the fellow, he was like, you know what? Because Jesus is the only one that's alive. He's the only one that rose the third day, died on the cross, and came back to life the third day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Muhammad passed. Buddha passed. You know what I'm saying? Other people have passed. So he was saying, so he's walking down the street, and all of a sudden, he comes to a dead end, and the street veers off into two different directions. And he's there in a conundrum, like, which way should I go? And then there's two people there, right? They're just hanging, they're chilling right there at the intersection, right there, bam. So the guy goes, who would I ask? Would I ask the guy that's dead? Or would I ask the guy who's alive? Yes, I'm going to go with the guy that's alive. So all of this, what I'm talking about, is the reasoning why Christianity and Messianic believers, not Masonic, no, Messianic believers, who follow the Messiah, this is why we get ridiculed, And, hey, a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you Christians stand up for each other and boycott and go over there and tell them how you really feel and show them your anger and how you're feeling, But see, that goes against what the Father told us what to do, you know what I'm saying? On Matthew 22:37 and 39, he tells us a new commandment. So if he first tells us, love Lord your God with all your mind, heart, and soul. That's the first thing you gotta do. Love your Lord in that manner. The second thing we gotta do is love our neighbors as we love ourselves. So yes, are we angry because they're saying they're mocking Christianity? Yes, that's not cool. It's not cool, what I'm saying? But you know what? You guys who are doing the mocking and who are doing everything else, Jesus came and died on the cross for you too. So why would we go and sit there and berate you guys and just tell you how much we hate you when that's not the way he told us to deal with this situation? He also died on the cross for you because he loved you guys. Even though you guys are mocking him, he loves you guys. He died on the cross for you. You can still go back and ask for forgiveness and repent from what you did, and he will welcome you with open arms. Let me know what you guys think about that right there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. The next topic I want to talk about is religion. Man, that is one word, one ideology that I really dislike. It's like religion is tearing Christianity, is rifting it apart. Because saying nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, and religion is not going to get you to heaven. It's the relationship that you have with the Father that is going to get you to heaven. Not religion, not trying to follow, not trying to do everything correctly, because guess what? No matter how hard you try, you're gonna commit a sin. Nobody in this world is perfect. Not one person in this world is perfect. And fact of the matter is, hey, never make a man, a human being, your moral standard. Because that human being, don't make me a moral standard, because I will always fail you. And so will everybody else in this world, because nobody's perfect. Everybody's a sinner. Don't make us your moral standard. Make the Father, Jesus Christ, your moral standard. We were never going to be like him. We're never going to be able to accomplish what he accomplished. He came to this world and lived a sinless life. No matter how hard we try, it is not going to work. It's not going to work. Don't say, oh, he doesn't look like a Christian is supposed to look like. I'm going to tell you guys a story that something happened about 2 weeks ago in a minute. But you know what? Just because somebody doesn't agree with you or doesn't look like the way you think it's supposed to look like, who are you? Are you the man that walked on water? Are you the man that rose from death after 3 days? Are you the one that said, Lazarus, come forth? Is that you? No, it is not you. It is not you. So stop trying to make yourself, I'm a saint. You know what? Hey, I'm the first one to admit, don't make me your moral standard. I will let you down. I consistently fall short of the Father's grace. But I come back and I ask for repentance. Sorry, Father, you know what I'm saying? I need your strength during my weakness. In my weakness, I need your strength. I cannot do what you did. And he will, the thing is, he already knows our situation. He knows what's going to happen to us before it happens. And if he chose you as a chosen person, he knew all your faults. He knew that, you know what I'm saying? And he still chose you because he loves you. And through grace is the only way that we're going to make it to heaven. Not through our works. Not through our works. It's because he gracefully came and died on the cross and he gave up his own life for us. It's the reason why we're going to make it to heaven. As long as we surrender ourselves to him and say, yes, Father. The only way to heaven, to the Father, is through the Son, Jesus Christ. It's the only way that anybody is going to make it to heaven. Story time. So, on Saturday, August 3rd, the Oquendo Perspective, along with other, with a couple of churches and other organizations around the area, the Fox Valley area, we're doing an event. So basically, what we're doing, we're inviting. So what we did is we've gone to a whole bunch of different churches. You know what I'm saying? Because here comes religion again. Religion, you know what I'm saying, it's like there's a lot of invisible lines that you don't see, but that's religion. Like, for example, when we go to heaven, there's not going to be a section for the Pentecostals, a section for the Charismatic, a section for the Protestants, a section for the Baptists. No. Everybody's going to be under one kingdom, under one ruler. See, those invisible lines, we've got to get rid of them. It's bringing a rift in what the Lord had intended for us to, you know what I'm saying, for us. So we should be seeking his kingdom. His kingdom is all unity. We're all united. We're all the same. Nobody's better than another. There's no prejudice. There's no racism. Everybody's welcome. Everybody is the same. That's the way he intended it to look like. But here we go. We make our own little rules. The rules, we're the ones changing. He made his rules. Now we made our rules and we changed. He never changes. The ones that changes us. He doesn't change. We have to change for him, not him for us. Story. So I went to this church to invite the young adults. You know, I was saying the age group between 20 and 35. You know what I'm saying? Like finishing college. And seeking marriage, you know, that age group of people, you know what I'm saying, we're trying to unite so they could meet like-minded people going, you know, thinking the same direction, thinking, you know, believing the same things, you know. Fact of the matter is, a lot of people since we don't have that right now, a lot of people go searching for these things, but they go into the wrong places. They go to a bar or a club and they meet, somebody, and all of a sudden they're going to the club every weekend and doing all type of stuff, and being drawn away from the Father. So we're just trying to create a safe space, a safe zone for like-minded individuals to gather and just be young, and create, say new bonds and new friendships, and move forward. Start talking about, instead of moving backwards. So I went to this church, and I went to the service, and so I waited for the service to be over, and I went to talk to the pastor. You know what I'm saying? And with love, I can, hey pastor, how you doing, brother? God bless you. I'm here because I want to invite, I had a flyer, and I gave him the flyer, and I want to invite your youth, to this event that we're having, and we're inviting all, not just your church. I'm not here to try to steal your members. No. I just want to create a safe zone that it's gonna look like uniting God's kingdom, a kingdom united. It's talking about somewhere where everybody's united, nobody's different, everybody's equal, and everybody can speak. And as I was telling him, hey, I want to invite your youth, he cut me off. He said, hey. I go, what's up, Pastor? You okay? He goes, you know what? If you really want to help out the youth, he told me, take off your earrings, take off your chains. Make sure you don't got no tattoos. Well, basically anything that. So basically, I didn't look like what he thought I should look like to come and invite him to an event. Why? Because I don't look like religious enough. I could have easily just asked him, hey, pastor, who has ever made it to heaven because they didn't wear earrings? I could have responded in that way, but I was like, you know what? I said, thank you, pastor. So it reminds me of a David, King David. When King Saul was still alive, and David was hiding on that cave and cut off a piece of his clothing, and he said, hey, I'm not gonna kill the person that God has anointed to be there. So that was my approach. I said, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing against, this pastor, even though basically he told me, you know what, no, you don't look like I want you to look like, so hit the brakes, basically, So then I told him, well, you know what, I still want to invite you. So he grabbed the piece of paper and he folded it in half. And then he tells me, I'm going to go hang it in the back. But in my head, I'm like, why would you fold something that you're going to hang? So I could have been petty and went back a week later and checked if it was there or it was not there. And I don't know. I didn't go back, so I don't know. It might be there. I don't know. But I'm not trying to cause any type of problems for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I could easily went back and said, hey, you told me you're gonna hang that paper up. Why isn't it there? You lied to me. And you're leading this church? But no. With love, I said, thank you, Pastor. I would appreciate it if you would, let your young adults know about it. And you're welcome with open arms August 3rd at Uniting God's Kingdom. That's religion. Religion, gee. Where have I heard this before? Once again, Jesus didn't look like the person, the Messiah, that the leaders of their time, the Sadducees and Pharisees, who were the religious leaders, they saw Jesus and they said, you're not our Messiah. You don't look like the one what we have in our thought what he should look like. And what they do to him, they crucified him. That is why I can't stand religion. And remember this. If you don't get anything else from this topic, this conversation real quick, religion is not going to get you nowhere. Religion is not going to get you nowhere. You know what? If you disagree with somebody, or if someone says something to you that you don't like, you know what? Take it to the prayer and give that burden or that thought to the Father and let Him deal with it. It's not your job. You know? Don't allow any man to be your moral standard on what a man of God or a man that a believer should look like. Okay, now I'm going to share with you guys a revelation that was revealed gracefully was revealed to me. And you can understand, you know, hey, remember I told you guys, all honor, power, and glory belongs to Him, and He does whatever He wants with it, you know. So story time. So I'm watching Naruto, you know. Most of you guys might not know what that is, but that's anime. I grew up in anime. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Demon Slayer. You know, like there's so many, Baki. There's so many out there that you know. I grew up loving that stuff because, you know, it's a lot of action, a lot of fighting. It's just something that young boys like to watch. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in there, you know. So I was watching Naruto, and all of a sudden, in my head, I started thinking, oh man, what's happening in Naruto? So Naruto, if you don't know what Naruto is, Naruto is a young man who has a demon fox inside him. So whenever the Naruto allows the demon fox to take over him, he becomes a giant. What does that sound like? What does that look like? Gee, Genesis 6, the Watchers, there were celestial beings, celestial angels. They came down and they raped women, you know, and when the women gave birth to their children that were from the celestial beings that had raped them, they were giants. They're called the Nephilim. You know what I'm saying? So what they were trying to do is they were trying to erase the human DNA that the Lord had established for his people. You know, they were sitting there. A celestial DNA is not supposed to combine with the human DNA. But besides that, they were also doing experiments. They were experimenting on animals. That's why you got those Montars. You know what I'm saying? Which is half man, half horses. They were having sex with animals, and they were just trying to get rid of the DNA that the Father had bestowed for us human beings. We were supposed to be the leaders. We were supposed to have dominion over this earth. But guess what? When those giants came, how are we gonna have dominion? They're 80 feet tall. They're grabbing people and they're eating people, eating animals. You know, there was no way that we were gonna be able to have dominion over this earth if God allowed it to happen the way it was happening. That's why he sent you know, like mermaids and stuff, half man, half, you know, all those stuff. Those were experiments. Basically, what they were trying to do, they were trying to get rid of the perfect DNA that we had for humanity and mix it with abominations and make it into abominations. So that's what they were trying to do, you know. So here's Naruto. You know, whenever the demon fox takes over, he becomes a giant. I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, it's cool to watch and you know, like I said, I grew up in it, whatever, but you have to understand, you have to be able to discern spiritually, hey, you know what, this isn't right. But it is pretty cool, but it's not right, you know what I'm saying? You know, and so you have to be able to discern stuff like that. So then, in my head, I get another thought. Naruto, Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Baki, most animes deal with some type of demonic possession or spiritual, you know, saying adding strength to a human being and they become the man. See, so the thought came into my head saying, you know what, those are all stories, true stories that spirits and demons have come in contact with human beings and they've given them these stories. How is it possible for a human being to sit there and create an anime over 1,500 episodes and it all flow perfectly together? It's difficult to fathom something like that. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? Probably not. No, But they got these specific spirits and demons telling their story, making themselves the hero. And that's what's going on. It is a story, because when Jesus came and died on the cross, he defeated. The war was over. That right there, there's no coming back from that. Saying he overcame life, he overcame death. No matter what we do, no matter what anybody does, we're not going to be able to go to war against the Father. That's not going to happen. He already won the war. But these stories are meant are meant to separate us further away from the Father. See, the Father's over here and sin's over here. So, music, television, technology, anime, video games, all these things is to keep our mind off the Father. Keep bridging and grifting us further away from the Father in heaven. So now we're living in a society where everybody's going to hell. Because humans, we're full of sin. So everybody's going to hell. So the Father and the Son, they get together, talk about it. They're like, you know what? We need to fix the situation. We need to right this, So the first time he had a flood, got rid of every living creature, got rid of everybody. There was only one family, Noah's family, what I'm talking about? Him and his 3 sons, and they had wives and his wife. That's the only people that were left. But now, when that happened, he promised that he was never going to do it again. He was never going to come back and flood the world again the way he did. So what they do, he sent his only begotten Son, and the Son came and gave up his life. Nobody took Jesus' life. He came and gave it up openly. And he came and he got crucified. One of the worst ways to die is through crucifixion. He came and he got crucified. Just like this. It's symbolism. Look. Basically what he did is he took all our sins from humanity, humans. He took them all and he welcomed them. Come, I will take I will take their sin, because I can handle it. My blood can wash their sins as long as they surrender themselves to me. I can do that because my blood has that power. I can do that, So then another thought pops into my head, like bam. Another reason why these spirits and these demons and Satan, they hate us so much, because there is no redemption for them. They messed up and they got condemned for an eternity. It hasn't happened yet, but one day they will be condemned in eternity. So they can't stand us because we as a human, as a race, as human beings, we've actually gotten worse than them. See, when Lucifer fell from heaven and he took 1/3 of the angels with him, he knew God existed. He knew he was going to have to combat him. So he had reverence still for him. Same thing with the Watchers. Semyaza, who was the leader of the Watchers, the 200 Watchers, I'd say 199 Watchers came and said, hey, you know what, let's go take these women for wives, man. They're beautiful women, man. Let's go do what we do. Semyaza was like, no, because there's going to be a consequence. He understood that there was a God, and he was going to be a consequence if he did go against God, But they all got together and all said, you know what, no, we will not leave you alone. If God punishes you, he has to punish all of us. And that's why they did what they did. They went, and then another thought comes to my head, like, you know what? Why would anybody go against somebody knowing that they're going to lose? I mean, what are you thinking? What's going on in your head? Why would anybody do anything against God knowing that you're going to lose? And another thought popped into my head. Pow. That's what we're doing. As human beings, we're still sinning, basically going against God. You know, maybe not in that level, but we're still going against God, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why we've gotten worse is because Lucifer, the Watchers, they have reverence towards God. They knew there were going to be consequences. There's human beings right now who are called atheists who just erased them. God doesn't even exist to them. These guys had reverence and knew he existed, and here we got human beings just erasing them like they don't exist. So we've actually gotten worse than what they did. And the reason why they can't stand us is because even that those atheists, even though they've done worse than these guys done, they still have opportunity to make it to heaven. These guys never got a second opportunity. That atheist who erased the Father can come and surrender his life and say, I surrender myself to you, Father, and they will be saved. That's why they can't stand us. That's why they're trying to rift us apart as far as they can from the Lord, so they can take as many of us with them as they can, just because they can't. They hate the fact that the Father will not give them a second chance, and they hate the fact that He gave us chances. So what they want to do, they want to take our lives. So here we go. So here's mankind and sin. Here's the Father. Now the Father is holy, so He cannot be where sin is at. And sin cannot be where holy's at. So Jesus came on the cross to bridge that gap. So remember, I told you He died like this on the cross. So what He did was He grabbed the whole of humanity and sin and grabbed a whole of holiness. He bridged the gap like this. And that's why the Bible says the only way to heaven is through Jesus Christ. So how can you get from here to here? You have to go through Jesus to make it to heaven. And that's the only way anybody's going to make it to heaven. That's why you have to work on the relationship. Understand that you're in a war, spiritual warfare. Even though you want to pretend it's not, I'm sorry, you're in it. You're in it. And my life is great. Yeah, your life is great because you're following the enemy's agenda. Why would he go against somebody who's on his team? He's attacking the ones who aren't on his team, and he's trying to cause problems for those people. So hopefully that can, that can kind of explain, saying a little bit, a little more easier to explain how to get, from here to here by seeing this illustration. So, remember, religion's not going to get you nowhere. You cannot make any man, any pastor, any prophet, nobody a moral standard. Why? Because they're going to let you down. I can't be your moral standard. I will let you down. I'm under construction myself. I'm not a little saint. I fall consistently, The Father knows, but I get back up. Forgive me, Father. And next time I need your strength in my weakness, because I'm weak. There's certain things that, I'm like, wow, everybody has weaknesses. The only way we can overcome those weaknesses is with strength from the Father. And He's willing to help you out as long as you surrender yourself to Him. So remember, relationship, not religion. So that would be the end of today's episode. So from the Oquendo perspective, stay safe, stay smooth, God bless. We out. Peace.